All right, we are wrapping up 2024, so we are going to take our guesses at what we think the 2025 design trends are going to be. And I thought we would start off by asking ChatGPT what it thinks that is going to be the biggest trends next year and see if me as an interior designer, if I agree with what ChatGPT is guessing. And here's what it told us. So it's starting off by focusing on sustainable and eco-friendly interiors. I kind of think that that's already been a thing for a long time, but it's saying that people are going to upcycle materials and utilize more natural materials. So expecting to see more wood, stone, bamboo, and cork being used in interiors. An energy efficient design. So prioritizing efficiency with designing smart windows, LED lighting, and passive heating and cooling solutions. That's interesting. I think a lot of times with the trends that it's like we worked towards things this year in 2024 that aren't actually being constructed until 2025. So that's when you're actually kind of seeing some of these ideas play out. We have a new build right now that's kind of using this idea with more energy efficient design with the passive heating and cooling system. So that's interesting to see that on here. Graphic design is number 2, and I think that's been a thing that's been on the rise since COVID. So indoor plants, green walls, natural light, ventilation, natural inspired colors and textures. That's been a trend and been on the rise to me. So that's nothing new, and that kind of feels like that was already like this year's trends and last year's trends. So it's saying like earth tones like olive green, terracotta, warm browns, along with mixing textures of natural surfaces like stone, wood, and woven fibers. I feel like we saw a lot of that this year in 2024, and we'll likely continue to see that next year. Specifically, like we are really big into green and all the tones of green. It's in Aurora Interiors branding colors. So that's been something I've loved for years and years, as well as the terracotta. I feel like terracotta was my color of the year in 2020. Number 3, they say personalization and customization. I feel like that's always a trend with interior design. People want their space to be unique to them. So it's saying bespoke furniture, so having custom made furniture will rise in popularity as people seek unique personal touches to their home. This includes furniture that can be personalized in terms of the design, materials, and function. I think that's, again, I feel like that's always kind of been a trend. I wouldn't call that a trend. I think that's just kind of part of interior design. Tailored spaces. Interiors will be designed to reflect individual tastes, lifestyles, and needs. So I can agree with that in the sense that I feel like a lot of people are now kind of coming to this idea of, I just want my home to represent me, and like a big movement of like, we don't want to follow design trends, we just want it to feel like us. So tailored spaces, yes, absolutely. I think that'll continue to be something that's important in 2025. Okay, number 4, it says smart and tech integrated homes. Absolutely. So it's saying home automation, voice control, tech and furniture. I mean, I think something that we see a lot, or that we spec a lot, would be like power operated window treatments that you can set, you know, what time of day they go up and down, lighting systems, appliances, smart thermostats, all of that. Minimalist and clean aesthetic. I feel like COVID really promoted this movement for a clean aesthetic, and that everybody's really been working towards that, as you know, people were forced to be in their houses more and just, you know, decluttering and feeling like everything has a place. That I've seen that as something that many people want, and I don't see that going away. I feel like continuing in 2025. People are going to continue to want their counters to be cleared and have a place to store everything. Minimalist design has really been like on the radar for us with our designs as well, with what we've been getting in the second half of the year. Everything kind of clean lines, contemporary, very kind of Japandi inspired. And I feel like that's a movement here in the Pacific Northwest. So it'd be kind of curious to know what other regions, like if that's the same type of trends happening in other areas. So number 6 is wellness centered design. So air and water purification, wellness spaces, ergonomic and comfort focused furniture. So everything with kind of an undertone of health in mind. I do see that as being something that continues to be a trend going forward next year. And now this is funny because this kind of contradicts the number 5 on here. So number 7 is maximalism with purpose. So it's saying that vibrant colors and patterns. So in contrast to minimalist design, maximalism is going to make a comeback in 2025. Expect bold color combinations with eclectic patterns and a mix of texture. I think that I have seen like a lot of people wanting to utilize color and have pattern and like each room feel fun, versus getting, you know, there's of course multiple different styles that kind of have their own genres that are trending all at once. So minimalism has its own things happening and maximalism has its own things happening. So I feel like I've had different clientele where we really want to tailor each room and each room have something fun in it, versus before, you know, people were maybe scared to do that and mix different colors in their house. So it is kind of cool to see that we're getting to do wallpaper, we're getting to do wall treatments, and I see that as continuing to be a thing in 2025 that gets really big, is having more unique wall treatments and just different fun things to do to customize the space. It is vintage and retro revival. So mid-century modern and art deco. So they're saying that elements of mid-century modern and art deco will continue to influence interiors in 2025. Expect sleek, functional furniture and vintage inspired lighting and geometric patterns. Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like the geometric lighting shapes have been really popular, and to like add on to that, I specifically was looking for a drop handle pole in our showroom to go with our inset cabinets to speak to our like vintage home clientele, and like our building is an old vintage building. So I hunted for these poles on Etsy, and then I don't know, like 2 months ago-ish, on Rejuvenation, they now have this like exact pole style on their website. So that goes to show me that that's something that is going to continue to be a trend in 2025, is kind of bringing back these older unique pieces. And to me, the idea, like why I wanted this type of handle, was because it reminded me of my vintage dresser growing up, and I wanted something that was unique and just different. And yeah, and now it's something that I'm seeing other people incorporating into design. So I think we're gonna see a lot of that in 2025. Number 9 is curved organic shapes. We were really obsessed with this year. So I think it's going to be an even bigger, more mainstream thing that we'll see in 2025, is rounding the edges of things and having more arches. As you guys know, we love an arch here, so that's going to continue for sure next year. Organic shapes are saying fluid and flowing spaces. So curved walls, open plan layouts will be more common, promoting a sense of openness and harmony within the space. Absolutely, I feel like I've seen more like kind of curved wall design and things, and we actually have a bathroom right now that we specifically curved the shower wall. Just to feel different, and we really like the softness of the curves. 10, multifunctional modular furniture, so adaptive in response to smaller living spaces and changing lifestyles. Yeah, I think for sure. And then 11 is the last one on ChatGPT, which is artisanal and handcrafted touches. So they're saying like that there's going to be a continued appreciation of handmade things, and consumers are going to gravitate towards authentic, one-of-a-kind pieces. I feel like that's something that everybody likes because it makes you feel special. It's like, okay, this is a unique piece to you. This was custom created. It is the only one in existence, and we made it with like your vision in mind, or like the artist's vision in mind. I think that really speaks to people, and with trying to tailor your home more to you and that becoming more common, that people are less afraid to like just truly have their home represent them, that they do want everything in their home to be more unique and just really speak to them. To wrap up the 2025 design trends forecasted by ChatGPT, it's saying in 2025, interior design will reflect a balance between innovation and tradition, with spaces being designed to improve well-being, accommodate technology, and offer sustainability while embracing individuality and beauty. I think, yeah, it's just kind of like each year builds on top of the previous year. So it's not like there's going to be these really drastic changes in the design trends this year this upcoming year compared to this year. The biggest things that we are seeing as a firm that we think are just going to continue to be really popular in 2025 are having like organic layered texture. We've seen that be a request a lot, of just keeping in a muted color palette, so in the minimalist design realm, but having a lot of different elements to make it interesting while it's still neutral and soft and calm. We see wallpaper as being a huge trend. We started doing, like slowly, we've been doing more and more wallpaper as people have wanted to customize their space and have different rooms just really have a bold presence or just speak to their personality, and wallpaper is a really great way to add that flair. We have seen wall treatments be a big thing in interior design, and I think that's going to continue to be something in 2025. Terrazzo has been a big popular thing that I think will continue on. We have been loving micro cement and plaster lime wash finishes, and I think that's going to be huge this upcoming year, and we're going to see a lot of that, and that's going to continue to be something specified in designs because it's a way to add texture, but it's also simplistic. I think lighting design is going to be huge in 2025. There is so many ways that you can just really dramatically change how a design looks by the amount of light you have in the room and the types of light that are specified. So we're finding a lot in our minimalist designs that we do way more lighting, and that lighting ends up being the accent pieces and can focalize on different details to draw focus to it. So having different LED channel lighting, having different shapes of recessed fixtures, having different downlights versus gimbal lights, and having really bold statement light fixtures, pendants, chandeliers, sconces. I think that's all going to continue to be really huge in 2025. The next thing that we see as becoming a trend in 2025 is integrated handles in your cabinetry for everything to have a really seamless, smooth look. And so we specifically sought out a cabinet line that we can do that with, as we have been inspired more and more by designs like this for just the clean, simplistic factor of it. And so yeah, slab style cabinetry with just integrated handles. So those integrated handles end up kind of being the design feature instead of specifying external hardware. I see that as becoming a big thing in 2025. Another design prediction for 2025 is natural stone. I think natural stone is making a big comeback right now. We were like a little too burnt out of it with the whole granite era and with quartz becoming super popular, and we just like fully embraced the quartz for its like ease of cleanability, durability, all of that. And it kind of has a consistent price point, you know, that you, well, not only price, but like consistent coloring slab to slab. So there's a lot of factors that I think as a whole in the industry, we've all kind of like just specified quartz. I see the industry going back to doing more natural stone. So natural stone for countertops, tiles, all of that. The only downfall to that is that you do have to have more maintenance with a natural stone, and depending, it can cost more than a quartz or a porcelain tile. So I think we really went for ease of use and cleanability a lot, and then now there's something about people wanting to like embrace the uniqueness of materials and having things that are different. So having natural stone and like having like a sense of pride of taking care of that, I think I'm seeing more people actually being okay knowing that the natural stone is going to be more maintenance than the man-made quartz, and they're like willing to accept that because of the uniqueness that stone brings. So I'm loving that, because each piece of natural stone, it's its own piece of art from the earth, and you can't replicate that. That is all for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about our design predictions and how you feel about what ChatGPT is predicting, because we think some of those things have already been in play for a while now, but some of the things very valid that we think are gonna happen and continue to like gain popularity in 2025. So that is all for this video. We will see you on the next one, and bye.